Not one black contractor who we paid to do the work ever finished what they got paid to do.
See, Umar doesn't even know what a contractor is. I've been waiting on this, okay? All the interviews this man does, all the podcasts, nobody ever asks him this question. And I'm ready to hear his response. That way I can point out the lies in his response to this question. My apologies for getting to this video a couple days late. I don't follow closely what Umar is doing, so probably every video on him will be a couple days later than everybody else. But we're here now. Let's get into it.
But you know, we saw this kind of rumored around, and we wanted to get your thoughts on it. So critics say, obviously, you raised millions for your school, and after some time, about a decade or so, the school hasn't been up. So they want to know, what's the 2026 update on FDMG Academy?
First of all, anything a critic says about FDMG, I would like to know where they get their information from. Nobody knows how much money we raised because we never shared it.
If I'm not mistaken, you've shared how much you've made or how much has been donated to you multiple times. What do you mean? We're getting it from you. Let's go.
My circle is so tight that nobody in the public could know anything unless we share it with them. The only people we share information with are our donors. The big problem with the so-called FDMG controversy is the people asking the questions are not the donors. The donors don't ask questions. We have their complete faith, complete support. 85% of our donors are repeat donors, which means they've been supporting us since the fundraiser began. The people who want answers are people who have no vested interest at all in the project. So I don't answer questions to people who don't have any vested interest in the project. You follow what I'm saying? I don't go around offering answers to people who don't have anything to do with what I'm working on, because this is a private black community initiative. We don't owe them no answers. We don't take any federal money. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the problem, because they want us to be accountable to YouTube. They want us to be accountable to Instagram. They want us to be accountable to the struggle streams. I'm not accountable to nobody but our donors. So when donors have a question, they can call me and ask. And I know if they're a donor or not because we've recorded every donation we've ever gotten. Every one. You follow? So if you call and say, Doc, I wanted to ask you a question about the school. Sure. What's your name? When was your last donation? How did you make that donation? Let me confirm you. And you can ask all the questions you want. But if you're just a struggle streamer, you're just looking for content so you can just run with some negativity, I'm not giving you no answers.
I'm sure that come with a limit too. You can't call Umar and say, yeah, Umar, I through the PayPal last week, I sent $50. He gonna hang up on you. Okay. You don't get no information either. I'm just telling you. Okay. $50 ain't gonna get no information out this man. Okay, I'm just telling you. So, you know, save your time on that phone call. But don't you think, Umar, if you were more transparent, if there was a website that everybody could go to and check the information, how much money coming in, how much money coming out, where is it going to, don't you know that that would entice more people to donate to you? There's probably some people who would like to donate to you, but they listen to what I say, what everybody else say, and they take our word for it because you show them no proof of where their money is going. So being more transparent could help you. Let's go.
With that being said, let me clarify a couple things about FDMG. The fundraiser began on April the 12th of 2014 in St. Louis. Originally, we wanted to purchase the HBCU St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Southern Virginia. HBCU for sale, they wanted $2 million. A buddy of mine called me up and said, Doc, there's an HBCU for sale for $2 million. Of course, we hadn't even started raising money yet. So the fundraiser began. We lost. The Chinese purchased it. And I'm embarrassed that black people let another race purchase an HBCU built by our ancestors coming out of slavery. The Chinese have the St. Paul's. So we said, okay, we can't get St. Paul's. Let's keep on raising this money and let's try to just get a regular day school. So we started traveling all over the world. As I told you earlier, we almost ended up in Atlanta. The big issue with the early school search is once these property owners found out who I was, and let me be clear, most of the properties that we were interested in during our school search from 2014 to 2019 was Roman Catholic schools because they take good care of their property. I thought we were going to end up in Detroit also. Detroit had about 5 Catholic schools that we had enough money to buy, and once they found out who I was, they wouldn't sell. There was another Catholic school in Money Earned in Mount Vernon, New York. They wanted to lease it clean. I said, we ready to lease. They called the Vatican in Rome. He told me this. He said, half the Catholic schools in America are managed directly from Rome. I did not know that. So he had to call the Vatican and ask them if it was okay to lease the school to Dr. Umar. They said no. So a big part of the delay was we couldn't get nobody who would sell us the property that we wanted.
Which means your reputation is shit. That's what that means. You offered to buy or lease it and they said no. We don't want your money. What does that say about you? But who is this we you keep talking about? We wanted to do this. We wanted to buy that school. Who is this we? I see nobody but you. Nobody but you. Let's go.
Right? So we ended up in Wilmington, Delaware. We bought the school in 2019, only 5 years. All black money, no white financiers, no white bank. Purchasing a school in 5 years from the people's money from the community, I see no problem with that. So we get the school in February 7th of 2019, and we've been renovating it since. February 7th of 2026 will be 7 years. This past Saturday, we completed all the renovations on the school. Why were we delayed so much? And I'm not even going to call it delay because I believe in divine timing. If it didn't happen yet, it wasn't supposed to. You feel me? That's my position. But if we want to look at this practically, the reason it took us 7 years to do the renovations is because the black contractors, I'm going to say it, the black contractors who we depended on to help us cross this finish line sooner, they scammed us, they robbed us, they never completed their work. I haven't had a single black contractor. Quote me on this. In 7 years, I haven't had a black plumber, black electrician, black roofer, black HVAC, black painter, black floor person, not one black contractor who we paid to do the work ever finished what they got paid to do.
See, Umar doesn't even know what a contractor is. The contractor doesn't do the work. The contractor hires other people to actually do the work. The contractor comes in, gives you the estimate, gives you the pricing, and then they hire other workers to come do the work. And yes, if the person doesn't do the work, it's on the contractor to then come in and finish it, or come in and fix any mistakes that they had. But the contractor does not do the work. You don't even know what a contractor is. And you mean to tell me you have all these black people donate for years, but you can't find a black contractor who's willing to take your money and finish the job? We supposed to believe that? And all these black contractors scammed you. You ain't sued nobody. So you let them run off with your people money, and you ain't do nothing. Okay.
Not one. So can't nobody say shit to me about how long it took us to get this job done. It took us long because of ninjas in the community who don't have integrity and work ethic.
Now, do you believe you need any more help?
Well, as I said, we finished. The renovations are done. We got to dot a couple I's and cross a couple T's, and then we have to go for inspection with the city of Wilmington, Delaware. We don't know what's going to happen with that because they never thought we would finish. Now that we're done, we now got to fight them. Because remember, they tried to sell the school behind our backs this past summer. We had a vacant property registration fee bill that we should not have even owed because as a nonprofit, you're supposed to get a 4-year waiver. They didn't give it to us.
You already set it up. You already setting it up. Well, if we don't, we done the renovations, but it's up to the city of Wilmington. So if we don't open the school, I'm gonna say it's their fault. It's their fault. And it amazes me how you blaming black contractors for the reason it's taking so long. But I did a video on you. I'll actually link that at the end of this one. But it was a guy doing an interview that said he was bringing you some desk, a black man. And we did the math during that video. It was a live stream. I think it's about 85, 90% discount on your desk. And you ghosted him. But we supposed to believe black contractors scammed you for years. Over the years, how long it's been since you had this school? 7 years? And everybody scammed you. Let's go.
Right? I call them up to see if we can come to some type of an agreement. If you're not going to give it to us, say that and let us pay. The woman in the office told me she would call me back on 3 different occasions. Never called me back. I emailed on 3 or 4 other occasions. Never responded to my email. All of a sudden, I get a phone call, Dr. Umar, the struggle streamers on YouTube, talking about your school is about to be auctioned in 21 days. I said, this can't be true. I just checked the mail. We ain't got no mail saying they trying to sell our school. All our bills is paid up except that vacant property registration fee. So I called one of my supporters in Wilmington. I said, can you go past the school and see if there's another set of paperwork on the other door? Because remember, we own both schools, by the way, not 1, 2. We own 4 buildings. We own the block. Name somebody else in the black conscious community who bought a whole block. Nobody. I'm the only one. So anyway, the struggle streamer stole 1 set of paperwork. My supporter got the other set of paperwork. She took a picture of it and sends it to me, right? Guess what? If they would have took both sets of paperwork, if the haters would have took both sets of paperwork, I would have never knew that our property was going up for sale because the city of Wilmington did not communicate that to us. They would have sold that school behind our backs and we would have never even known. So when I tell you getting ready for this inspection, we might have to get ready for war. We might have to get ready for war.
That means 10 more years. So that's a 10 more year delay. And you can tell me, we all know how that thing goes with the city. Putting a notice on the door is the last resort. After they've tried to contact you, after they haven't heard from you. That's the last resort, not the first resort. You were notified. You just did nothing.
Well, I hope that completes itself how it should, for sure.
It should. Either way, it don't matter. Yeah. My ancestor Frederick Douglass told us more than 100 years ago, no struggle, no progress. If they want a war, we give them one. If I got to bring 3 million black people to Wilmington, Delaware and march on the city, that's exactly what we do. If I got to take them to court and sue them for $5-10 million for constantly discriminating against us, that's what we'll do. Whatever it takes. I'm built for it. I hope they are.
Look, I've said before, I don't think this school will ever open. But if for some, reason, somehow, some way, it actually opens and it's thriving and it has students, I will be the first one. Well, maybe not the first one because I'm always behind, but I definitely will come and sit down right here and say that I was wrong. But that's not going to happen. Renovations are done. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Because I know if the renovations were done, you would have been took a tour through that school and showed everybody the renovations are done. But you haven't done that. Well, maybe you have, because your Instagram lives are private now, right? You got to pay to get to get those. So I don't know. I don't know. But I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm gonna just tell you that. It's always something else. It's always somebody else. It's never him. And we got evidence of him first taking donations in 2009. But he just said it didn't start till 2014. This man is a straight liar. And if you continue to support him, he will take all your money for nothing. This school will never see the light of day. I appreciate y'all watching. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. All right. Subscribe to the channel. All right. I'll see you on the next one.